Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining me again today. My name is General Confusion, and this is once again Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. We are closing in on the end of the game. If we look at our lab status, we have discovered something like 2/3 or 3/4 of all the technologies in the game. And we're still accelerating because our technologies per turn is still going up faster than the cost of those technologies is going up. So we're heading into the home stretch. Just going to do a little bit of management here. Alright, and this guy can drop off a mindworm. Oh, there's some more mindworms. He can actually leave. He's carrying an artifact, and I want that artifact to get where it's going, which is Garden of Paradise. This aisle can hang around to pick up all these mindworms of mine.
Indigenous life forms.
And capture more. This is weird. Like, I never was able to capture an Isle of the Deep before, and now all of a sudden I've captured 4 or 5. But hey, I'm not going to turn it down. I'm a fan.
Indigenous life forms.
Oh my goodness, they are everywhere. And I am capturing them all. What is going on?
Resources. Indigenous life forms.
Also notice, I just killed that mindworm unit and my mindworms instantly healed. That happens sometimes. I think it happens when you're in fungus. When you're in fungus and a mindworm dies next to another mindworm unit, I think they heal up to full. Okay, Garden of Paradise is building me the fullest mutagen. The believers are being silly.
Hey, get off my land, you peacekeeping son of a...
I plan to live forever, of course. But barring that, I'd settle for a couple thousand years. Even 500 would be pretty nice. CEO Nwabuda K. Morgan, Morgan Link 3D Vision interview.
Okay, so we've got the longevity vaccine. So since our economics are green, that means that we have 1 less drone at every base. If we were planned, we would have 2 less drones at every base, but planned comes with so many other downsides that I'm just not interested in changing just for that benefit. So this is once again just helping control our increasing drone problem. Basically, we've now got the ability to help everybody live forever, or at least for a very, very long time. Since this comes from bioengineering, presumably what we've done is we have engineered out senescence. We're not allowing people to age in a normal way anymore. So that's pretty handy.
Production complete.
This transfusion transport, where was it going? I think it was going to grab pods somewhere. Oh, right, I grabbed a pod, and it turned out to be mindworms. And they attacked Lal, if I remember correctly, which is fine by me. Lal can have all the pod attacks he wants. Okay, why don't you run over in this direction to go grab some of these pods? And you just keep exploding believers. At this point, I'm just kind of harassing the believers. I mean, if destroying huge swaths of their military counts as harassment, at least. This guy, Loaves and Fishes, has a Trans-Silk-Steel Sentinel.
Request confirmation.
So, I no longer need him to sit around at Loaves and Fishes. He can head over to Valley of the Faithful to help take it out. What are your odds? About even. Nah, I'm just going to have you sit and wait. I don't want to lose anybody at this point. Right now, my core military units, I think I mentioned this last time as well, my core military units that are actually out fighting are way, way obsolete. Just because technology has been advancing fast enough that I couldn't have kept up if I had wanted to, try to increase the technology level of all of my military units as I went. Why don't you come down there? You can hop aboard. You just stay there.
Complete.
This trained Chaos Copter Yeah, we'll head over to join the party near Miriam. Why don't you get me some minerals going? And these needle jets, I don't need one there. I'm gonna move him down.
Terraform complete.
This transfusion cruiser transport, I'm gonna move down to where the military is so we can pick up a couple of units. Alright, let's grab some more pods.
Pod recovered.
Solar collectors, that's fine. This clean chaos cruiser has just been sitting up here for quite a while, but I'm going to keep him sitting up there so that he can continue to
Nutrient
heal.
resources.
Okay, more mindworms. Great. Yeah, you just sort of circumnavigate there. You get
Pod
that one.
recovered.
You move down. We're going to grab all those pods down there. Morgan Solarfex is having drone riots. Poor guys.
Indigenous life
More
forms.
mindworms.
Pod recovered.
Alright, 53 credits. Not bad. You can move down to Belly of the Whale and start wailing on them.
Traffic complete. Maximum population reached.
I don't even know what base that is. Ah, it's University Base. But honestly, because of my whole drone issues, well, University Base actually has its drone issues well in hand. So, I might build a hab complex here, because University Base is pretty productive. 31 minerals. It is losing a lot of energy to inefficiency, so I could build a... What do I have that can help with efficiency? Nothing. I'm just going to keep building orbital power transmitters here. I think I have lots of secret projects ongoing at the moment. The Theory of Everything, the Fullest Mutagen, the Xeno Empathy Dome. I don't have the Living Refinery being worked on at the moment, strangely enough. Because I do definitely want the Living Refinery. How's Razorbeak Wood? Razorbeak Wood is not the greatest in terms of minerals. So I think University Base is actually pretty high up on the list. So we'll just change you to building the Living Refinery.
Project initiated.
And you, Transfusion Transport, will move to... Yeah, let's get you over to Fort Liberty to pick up some units as well. Alright, I'm going to be doing a lot of moving around. I'm going to skip through this, I think, just because I do want to continue with the game. So we're going to take these last sea bases away from Miriam and confine her to her little island. So I will see you in a little bit when something more interesting happens. Oh, hey, look, Sister Miriam wants to talk. Probably because I just took away yet another of her ocean bases. She's seething, she's mad. She wants orbital spaceflight, and she's not getting it. She pronounced vendetta on me, again. She's only done that 10 or 20 or 40 times. It is worth noting now that she has discovered both fusion, cruisers, and missiles. So she's got fungicidal fusion formers over here. She's got missile skim ships being built, missile invaders, missile marines, cruiser transports, fusion destroyer transports. So she's coming up in the world, technologically speaking. I am actually going to have to start modernizing my military to make sure that I stay well ahead of her. But it won't be that big a problem. Especially not when I have this copter sitting here who can just blow the crap out of everybody. Why don't I grab a couple more mindworms? Honestly, I'm not using mindworms for any real reason, just because they're, I don't know, they're kind of thematic. They're the first units on the list. It works. And I'm just using them for my exploration units. Well, and because they can move rapidly across fungus. Okay, let's look at Sparta Command. Let's see what we discover.
Objects once measured in meters have become so small that they cannot be seen by the naked eye, with revolutionary applications across the board. Gentlemen, forget what your courtesans have told you. Size does matter. CEO Nwabudu K. Morgan, Morgan Industries Annual Report.
Okay, so we have now discovered nano-miniaturization, so we can now build things on the nanoscopic scale. which in this case allows us to build hover tanks. Why? I'm not entirely certain. Some sort of industrial advance that the use of nanobots has allowed, I suppose. Also interesting, this gives us a little bit of a look into Morganite society. Apparently, at least at this point, canonically, insofar as the word canonically applies to Alpha Centauri, the Morganites were run by this clearly, let's say, patriarchal society, where you have men running all the boards, and apparently courtesans are accepted, or at least common. So, microscopic machine components, all manner of bulky, heavy equipment can be shrunk to a fraction of its original size, so this allows hover tanks. And hover tanks have 3 movement instead of 2, like rovers do, and they ignore terrain entirely. So they can benefit from maglev tubes, and roads as well, I believe, but all kinds of negative terrain modifiers they just ignore. They can move at full speed through fungus, across rocky areas, all that stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to design a clean, where is my clean reactor? There's the clean reactor, clean shard tank, and then I'm also going to make it amphibious. And then you could, if you wanted, put armor on it, but then it costs more than most secret projects, or at least more than many secret projects, so I'm going to leave it armorless. Scout tank, nah, that's obsolete. Yeah, clean shard battleship, fine. Interesting. So I designed an Empath Plasma Garrison as a scouting unit because it has Empath and Trance, so it can be very useful against Mindworms. It wants to upgrade a Silk Steel unit to that, and no, I don't want to do that. That actually lowers its armor rating. Over here, we're going to keep producing Forest.
Indigenous life form.
Okay, another Isle of the Deep, and another Isle of the Deep. Let's kill him. Oh no, I lost my Isle of the Deep to this Isle of the Deep. Man.
Nutrient resources.
Okay, so I've set this base on automatic, and one interesting thing about the automatic governor is that sometimes it'll build supply rovers. So this guy has built himself some supply rovers, and we will... Let's activate this unit and extract minerals.
Bot recovered.
Okay, 200 credits. Nice, very nice.
Nutrient resources. Indigenous life forms. Combat report.
The mindworms are the natural defenses of the living planet, the white blood cells, if you will. In a world in which unassimilated thought represents danger, the mindworm seeks out concentrations of sentient mental energy and destroys them ruthlessly and efficiently. Commissioner Pravin Lal. Mindworm, mindworm.
So this technology is very interesting both for what it does and for what it implies. So as you can see here, we now have an understanding of why it is the mindworms attack. Remember, we've already established that planet is sentient to some degree, or at least can be sentient. So the planet mind, this overarching sentience, has the mindworms, which basically act to suppress other sentience. And that's why they attacked us when we landed, because humanity represents uncontrolled sentience, minds that are not part of the planet-spanning neural network. This technology, this new understanding, allows us to build psychic weapons, so we can now use psi attacks in the same way that mindworms do and build units that can take advantage of that. It also makes fungus even better. Formers can now improve fungus squares, so we can build things in fungus without necessarily having to replace it. Fungus movement restrictions have been, it says eased here, I don't remember exactly how far they've been eased. I think we can just move through fungus normally now. And nutrient production in fungus has been increased. It also unlocks the next couple of technologies, including the will to power and the last secrets. So I don't know why it wanted me to design that. That's fine. I'm just going to keep scattergunning it.
Reached.
And we have now built the Xenoempathy Dome as well.
I believe planet will talk to us if we're willing to listen. These fungal stalks behave as multi-state relays. Taken together, the neural net connectivity must be staggering. Can a planet be said to have achieved sentience? Lady Deirdre Sky, Arguments in Council.
Okay, so there's the Xenoempathy Dome. It's not one of the very, very most important secret projects, but it does mean that we can move across fungus as if it was roads. We can remove and or plant fungus at twice the rate, and our mindworms get a bonus, which is nice. Forest Primeval, now, we're already building the living refinery, the theory of everything. I believe we're also building the cyborg factory and the Fuller's mutagen, so Forest Primeval can just start building orbital power transmitters. Morgan Processing can also build orbital power transmitters.
Production complete.
Water Garden, which just built a Rec Commons, can build, let me see, 4 minerals. No, 3 minerals. Build yourself an aerospace complex,
Request confirmation.
and we'll just hurry it up.
Production complete.
Here at Greenhouse Gate, I'm actually going to build my first unit of locusts of Chiron, or Chiron. I'm honestly not entirely sure how I pronounce that. Before I do that, I'm going to build a biology lab here, because that will give a +1 life cycle bonus. So, no, not a clean shard, whatever that is. A biology lab, not the cloning vats. A biology lab. If you click somewhere outside the screen instead of clicking directly on the OK button, it'll just kind of choose something to do, which is a little frustrating, I have to admit. So with all the various stacked bonuses that my native life forms have now, I anticipate that the Locusts of Chiron that I produce will be pretty impressive. We have an Empath Plasma Garrison down here, which is Empath and Trance. We're going to move him down to Last Rose of Summer, and from there, he can be embarked on a transport to go pop more pods if we still need pod popping at that point. So let's look at the fungus, actually. Fungus now produces 3 nutrients, 1 mineral, and 1 energy. So it's not a bad square. If you have a hybrid forest squares are still better because they're 3-2-2 instead of 3-1-1. But when it comes, if you only have a tree farm, it's actually quite comparable. It's even better in terms of growth, actually, although it does produce fewer minerals. Right now we do want minerals, though. So we'll get that network node going, and then we will build a hybrid forest here. So, I mean, the fungus, don't necessarily have to remove the fungus at this point. I could... Let me see what I can build here, actually. Can I build a farm? Yes, I can. Or did that just remove the fungus? I think that might have removed the fungus. So what can I build? Can I build a mine? Yep, I can build mines now in fungal squares, which is kind of cool. This guy, let me see if I can upgrade him. I'm out of money. And the shard penetrator has not yet been prototyped, so it will cost a huge amount of money to upgrade. Now, I say a huge amount of money, I mean an amount of money that I could get in like 2 turns total. But still. Okay. Lal has caught up to me in technology somewhat. Specifically, he's developed air power. He's prototyping his first air units. That will start to make Lal dangerous. Not dangerous in the sense that he could win a war against me, but dangerous in the sense that he could fight a war against me, and possibly not be crushed immediately. At the very least, he could counter-strike and make it expensive. So, what that means is, it might be overall best or good for me to attack Lal at this point. Just because I could take him out. Now, Lal's been a friend to me pretty much the whole time. He wants Centauri Psi. No, not unless you're willing to pay me, and you don't have that much money. I don't think Lal will actually fight me, because I'm democratic, he likes me, he's liked me the whole game. Nothing is going to happen with him. So, you know what? I don't think I'm going to attack him. I think I'm just going to let him be. I'm going to ask him to vote to salvage the Unity Fusion Core, but I'm not going to give him all that technology for it. Okay, we're going to finish taking out these believing bases. We've captured the Throne of God, which sounds very dramatic, much more dramatic than it actually is. Oh, look, it's Miriam. She's probably coming to insult me again. Yeah, no.
Insufficient energy.
We'll pay the 8 credits that we can. And then we'll get a Fusion C Former, a Rec Commons, a Network Node. And I'm just blowing up her formers on general principles because it's usually a good idea to blow up people's formers. That means they can't do anything about you. Because they don't have the resources. It looks like Miriam's been upgrading her troops quite heavily as well, because she has all these missile units, which are already fairly high morale, which makes me think that what she's been doing is actually upgrading plasma garrisons and sentinels and her various impact units to missile units, instead of building the missile units directly. She's building a fusion destroyer transport over there, which I'll have to keep an eye on. Let's get this Chaos Copter down here to kill some fools. How many moves do you have? Oh, you still have 8 moves. I love copters so much. They're so handy. They can do all that and still go home.
Bot recovered. Bot recovered.
Sea farming, sonar. Oh, right, we've got an artifact here. We want to pick up that mind worm, though. So we'll go back for him. Don't worry, Wormy.
Complete.
We haven't forgotten you. Can't make any more tube connections. Okay, right, because there's only 2 bases. They've both been connected. This mind worm, that guy can go grab that. Oh, it's another Isle of the Deep. Who would have guessed?
Bot recovered.
Who could possibly have guessed?
Nutrient resources.
Oh, it's more mind worms.
Indigenous life forms.
And even more mind worms. Ooh, artifact. Yay, artifact.
Complete.
Okay, so a Peacekeeper probe team, apparently an amphibious probe team, just tried to take over my transport just off the coast. And of course the Hunter-Seeker algorithm destroyed it, because I am immune to probe teams.
Combat report production complete.
Okay, Fort Superiority has hit a golden age. Why, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they just built, but something that gave them a golden age. So cool. Let's get an energy bank and a hybrid forest going after you've got that network node up.
Complete.
Monitoring station has its fusion lab, so they're now making a lot of energy. Let's get an orbital power transmitter to help keep that going. Morgan Hydrochemical. That person could turn back into a worker, I think. We do have a few minerals here. Not many, but a few. Let's get a children's creche just to cut down on our inefficiency. Water Garden is doing fine. Get an orbital power transmitter. Forget those minerals.
Terraform complete. Terraform complete. Terraform complete. Cannot execute order. Terraform complete. Terraform complete. Terraform complete.
Alright, we've got some invading mind worms. We're going to destroy them. Because really, mind worms, don't you have anything better to do? You, yeah, we're going to collect a bunch of units from around here pretty quickly.
Nutrient resources.
There's a free orbital power transmitter. That's really nice. So you're going to grab him. You two are going to come down this way. Those mind worms up there. This guy can come down in this direction. Join this gang. This clean Chaos Cruiser can pick up that pod just for laughs. Or actually, no, this Isle of the Deep can pick up that pod. Because it might be an alien artifact. You just rest up for a minute. Build a forest there. So we are starting to get our formers out down here, so pretty soon we'll turn this into a lovely green and pleasant land. Why did I land mindworms there again? Oh, right, because I'm going to murder Lal at some point. I mean, he did just try to probe me, and I don't like that. I do have my planes on high alert. Kill those mindworms, please. So, yeah, when need be, we can just kind of move down and take care of business. Why don't you go back to Fort Liberty, actually? You, missile penetrator. Let's upgrade you. I should prototype a shard needle jet is what I should do. Clean shard chopper. And then... actually, let's go to the workshop. Shard penetrator. I want to make you clean. Yep, clean shard penetrator. And once we've prototyped that, then we can turn all of our planes into clean shard penetrators without suffering much by way of penalty. Let's just do a few attacks here, kill some people, make some noise. Oh, there was only one unit there. Fine. Now. Oh, hello. Base builder? Colony pod? No colonies for you. No more colonies for you, Miriam.
Request confirmation.
Alright, and we continue just rolling down the line. Yep. Hi, Miriam. Hi. No. Goodbye. At this point, basically, whatever numbers control how the AI feels about me has
Request
determined that
confirmation.
Miriam hates me so much that we are just not going to be friends. Not, at least, unless I kill her so badly that she is forced to surrender. And, frankly, Miriam very rarely surrenders. Wow. Oh my goodness, she's still running free market. Pacifism. She's so pacifistic that even with 17 psych energy, she still has 2 drones because of her pacifism. Those just are not shaken by all of her psych spending. Wow. That's intense. I think this is the first time I have ever seen a believing AI, so dedicated to pacifism. I mean, normally they're just not pacifistic anyway,
Turn
but
complete.
that's weird. Hi, Lal. Yeah, I am in your territory. Yeah, I guess I should probably pull them out.
Combat report.
I mean, it would be the friendly thing to do.
Maximum
Planet's
population
primary,
reached.
Alpha Centauri A, blasts unimaginable quantities of energy into space each instant, and virtually every joule of it is wasted entirely. Incomprehensible riches can be ours if we but stretch our arms wide enough to dip from this eternal river of wealth. CEO Nwabuda K. Morgan, the Centauri Monopoly.
So that was Morgan explaining why he thinks that people should build orbital power transmitters, because he wants money, and energy is money. So, forces supported. See, since these Isles of the Deep are not clean, they have to be supported by a base somewhere. When I capture them, they do cost minerals to support, so they just automatically are assigned to the closest base, which in this case is Water Garden. Water Garden, you may notice, has only 4 minerals. So those mind worms are taking up almost all of those minerals for themselves, which is fine.
Production complete.
I'm not really doing anything with Water Garden anyway. Let's link this guy up. We could advance the fullest mutagen, but I don't care enough about the fullest mutagen to do that. I would rather have technology.
Companions the Creator seeks, not corpses, not herds and believers. Fellow creators the Creator seeks, those who write new values on new tablets. Companions the Creator seeks, and fellow harvesters, for everything about him is ripe for the harvest. Friedrich Nietzsche, thus spoke Zarathustra. Data links.
Okay, so I'm actually going to cut this episode here. This is a good stopping point because this is a fascinating little technology. Homo Superior. This is the melding of man and machine at a basic level. With biomachinery and with the ideas presented by Doctrine Initiative, which we've had for a long time, we now have the ability to create a new kind of man. We have built humanity, not in our own image, but in an idealized image of something greater. So, we now have Homo Superior, the man-computer, who has the power of an AI at calculating and data manipulation, while simultaneously having the emotional intelligence of the best of humans. And our society now will be run by and organized around these beings. Baseline humanity is at this point irrelevant. Largely, there might be baseline humans who are still, providing basic labor in the service industries, something, but from this point on, you can take it as read that it is definitively Homo Superior, the better man, who is now running the show. So, in any case, that's a bit of a weird thought to leave it on, but we will leave off there. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked it, leave a like, leave a comment if you have anything to say, and consider subscribing to the channel, and more content like this will be coming your way on the regular. I do anticipate finishing up Alpha Centauri in the next few episodes. Hopefully. It has already run on for a little bit longer than I anticipated. But in any case, we'll be finishing up pretty soon. And next, once either this or Cyberstorm finishes, probably actually Cyberstorm will be first, I'll be replacing them with a playthrough of another new game, a new game that I'm very interested in doing, Battle Brothers, which has been on early access for quite some time, and soon the final patch will be hitting beta, and as soon as it does, I'll be starting a playthrough of that. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.